everyone, and welcome to another episode on Becoming with Ella. My name is Emanuela, and with me here in this beautiful space is my big sis. She is the sister to one of my oldest friends. We've known each other for over 24 years and counting, so you can imagine why she's my sister. Oyeyemi aderibigbe. She is a lawyer, a writer, a policy advisor, a renowned speaker. She's interested in family, life, and wellness. Thank you for having me in your beautiful, beautiful space.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
sis.
Manuela.
I hope you're not nervous, because I'm here to shake
Shake
the table.
So the name of the show is
Unbecoming.
comforting.
It's
unbecoming.
comforting, yes,
So
yes.
I don't think there's anything to prove. We're in the
Yes.
process. So
Yes, you're still in the process of becoming. And I honestly do believe that, sis, you're inspiring. All the things that you've done. I'm one of your fans. My lawyer sis. I'm one of your fans. Yeah.
Thank you so much. But you also inspire me.
Oh.
You're a very serious person.
Yes.
And I think you take yourself seriously. And so I feel privileged to sit with you to have this conversation because I know that you're not doing it flippantly. You're doing it with a vision, and you're carrying that serious attitude and ethos into it as well. So for me, it's privilege. Thank you for your kindness.
Thank you. So honored. Thank you, sis. So we're going to start this way. My first question to you is, when you think about the phrase unbecoming, what does it mean to you in this season of your life?
Well, so I'm learning that life is one song, right? Is one song, but you just have, how you have the hymns and then you have the first verse, the second verse, but then you must have a chorus that sounds the same through and through.
Yeah.
And that chorus is like the thing that joins everything together. So I feel like it's one song. I don't feel that we are disconnected from any season. Everything is continuous. So for me, I'm really trying to shed the weight of trying to make things a certain way, but allowing my life to be a flow, accepting wholly, doing what I can with what I've been given and gifted, but realizing that really it's one song. So everything flows into the other, and then and if you catch the rhythm, you would probably be more satisfied than trying to shape it.
Yes. Oh,
So, yeah.
I've never heard, this in this manner before, because, maybe because you're a lawyer, you're so gifted with, words and you know how to put them together. So what you've just said is just really making sense to me because, if life is one song, then every standard or every verse links together. Let's assume that there's seasons and seasons of your life. That's what makes you you.
Yeah, it's a flow.
Brilliant.
And then the chorus then helps you to, it keeps you remembering.
Yes.
It keeps you remembering. You don't forget.
Oh,
yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah. So my next question would be, who was the woman you were before now? I see you as a very successful woman.
Hey.
Yes. Sis,
we're just becoming. We're just becoming. So again, flowing from the initial thought.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a woman before.
Okay.
And a woman now. I think it's the same person.
Wow.
Okay. But the person is growing.
It's evolving, it's becoming.
I was speaking to one of my friends and I said, because we live in a world that's performance centered, we're usually scoring ourselves along the lines of good job, good person, bad person, good work, bad work. But really it's growing person, not growing person, as against good or bad.
Yeah.
So long as my choice is growth, I'm the same person.
Oh.
I'm the same person I was. I'm that little girl. I'm that young teenager. I'm that almost whatever age I am now, woman, and I'm still at 70, 80, I will still be that my essence will continue to evolve and all of that, but it's still me, right? Because a lot of us get confused when we're trying to forget who we used to be in trying to become. I don't think you gain any favors or any good forgetting who you used to be. Who you used to be is part of who you are now. It's still the same you, right? Even for the unpleasant things, because the reason that would typically happen is maybe negative experiences, or for some people who I just don't, my past is just a blur. I don't remember anything at all. Even in the blur, there was something that was being crafted, and that thing is still inside you now. And so for me, I don't want to forget any part of me. I'm not somebody that ceases to exist, to start to exist, to continue to exist. It's one person. And I think the biggest compliment I love to hear, especially from old friends, is you haven't changed. Not in a bad sense, but in the sense that they feel like my essence is still there. You know, I will grow. I would evolve. I will become better. I would increase in value. But I really would like to be me, you know, and be able to connect with even the most remote part of me, the 2-year-old, the 3-year-old me. I want to be able to feel comfortable, whatever version of me, you know, I'm exploring.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. You know, when you were talking just now, it just made me realize that, you know, you have a different perspective about this question. Because when I do ask people about this question, you know, some of the answers I get is a version that hadn't found their way to, you know, before now. Right? Someone like me, for example, if you ask me this question, who was the woman you were before, the success, and then who you know, I would have thought about the girl who was in, you know, ISL, that was always climbing table and fighting people. And I didn't even know who I wanted to be. But I was just a fighter. I was very, you know,
But you're
feisty.
still fighting now.
I'm
You're
fighting.
still fighting now
I'm
in
tailoring
business. You're building, you're doing
sis.
things. So you're still the same person.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point, because a lot of times when we're crafting, because it's very important how you tell stories, especially your own story. A lot of times when we're telling these stories, in trying to show that we have grown or that we're doing better now or we're successful now, we are unkind to the process of growth. And it's really never the success at the end. It's the fact that you evolved. You went through those stages. You jumped on the chair. You fought. I mean, for me, I stole barrel. My mom put a mark on my face. And she told me I would tell generations. And I'm telling generations, and it's changing people's behavior. People are not stealing. And I'm not stealing today, right? I don't have to forget who I was to be today. I don't have to. I can remember even the parts that are not pleasing. I remember, but then the evidence of my growth is that I can sit in the old and the new and be comfortable. That's how I see it.
So brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for, you know, how you've looked at it, you know, because this is a different perspective for me. So thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about your childhood, your relationship with your parents and how that shaped. I really, really love your relationship.
It's my favorite story.
I really love, I had to put that in there because you know what? People need to hear.
It's my favorite story.
Yeah. So tell us how that has shaped you to become the woman that you are today.
So each one of us in life comes with assets, right? No matter who you are, where you're coming from, whether you were born in a manger or in a palace, you would have an asset. One, I think my asset is my family. That's the only asset I recognize over and above money, over and above access. My family is God's gift to me because my parents were very serious about their job as parents. They made the utmost sacrifices when the calls were made for them to make them. They lost baby girl and baby boy life to be parents, right? If it was necessary, they didn't lose themselves, but they gave everything they could. And it was worth the sacrifice, because I look at myself, my siblings today, I look at the things that matter to me today, I look at my values, and I'm only grateful that, you know, I have the parents, and I'm grateful that I still even have them. You know, I have the parents that I have. Speaking of how it shaped me, a lot of things matter to me. People matter to me. Kindness matters to me. Integrity, faithfulness, pride in my heritage. I'm so proud to be Nigerian. I'm so proud to be Ondo. I'm so proud to be a girl. I don't feel any loss. I have no sense of loss or lack. I come from the abundance of my heritage. Anytime I show up, anywhere, I show up in the abundance of my heritage. And it's not in money, it's not in clout or anything. It's just in the fact that we lived a quality life, real authentic life. There was no performance for anyone. There was no performance. There was no stage to play to. My father was powerful and meek. My mother was powerful and meek. There was true partnership in the house. Nobody's voice was louder than the other. Our dining table was the most active spot in the house. We would eat dinner for 30 minutes and chat for 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
My mom would, from dinner can transform to my mom running upstairs to wear a t-shirt and coming to rap, kumasa. You know, like we had a house that was alive with fun and laughter. And even when things, because everyone has trials, even when things got difficult and hard, it was that same bond of love and fellowship that kept us through and strengthened us through the process. So we weren't broken by the circumstances that hit us. Instead, we blended into them, you know. And I see today, I mean, I still have the same quality of life with my parents, with my siblings. But beyond that, it's also gifted me work to do. So right now I have an organization that I lead and, you know, engage, which is advocating for family wellness. And I'm literally using the template that I have. I'm commoditizing the template that I have, and I'm preaching the gospel of my childhood and, you know, the experience that I had, because I've seen it work. I've seen it. I think my life makes a little sense. And it's not bragging. It's just saying I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. I'm grounded in my faith. I'm grounded in my personhood. I'm able to extend the abundance of my personhood to other people in inspiration, in kindness, in service, you know, and I'm able to connect to the value in others without losing myself. My voice is never lost in because I'm talking to somebody else. There's no office I cannot enter. There's no person I cannot speak to. And I will respect your office, respect your power, respect your position, respect your money, but I will respect myself as well. And I don't think that's a priceless commodity. It's a virtue, you know. And so for me, that's the story of my family. So today I'm working on a project, an initiative that's called the Home Wisdom Built, along with my husband. And it's rooted in the work that my parents did, right? It's the legacy that they gave that I'm also trying to build out. So it's, as I said, it's my favorite story, and I could go on and on and on about it. But let me pause here. And then I genuinely love my siblings, like they're rock stars. Do you get? So I don't. A lot of all the issues you hear, sibling rivalry, drama. No, I don't even. I have no taste for them. It's not natural to me.
You know, your family is one of the families that when I enter into, I'm like, wow. Wow, because you know, I also don't want to downplay the roles of my parents in my childhood, right? But it was something that I admired. I literally see how Lola would, you know, talk about her dad. I see her dad dancing. Your dad used to, and I'm like, this is just a free, you know, household that you could do anything. And I love the energy in your family. So so I'm so glad that you have touched on, how that has shaped the woman that you are. But one question I would like to ask is, you said, you know, you saw the value in what they did for you.
Yeah.
There are some children who their parents did everything
and they don't see it.
that you have described now, but they still believe that, because I know, a couple of them personally, and it pains me that I know, what your parents have done for you. I could have wanted, just like I wanted to be in your shoes, for example, why are you not appreciative of this? Yeah.
I hear you. And it's different things. Sometimes it's also experiences that may have not come to the fore. You have issues where people may have been abused, for instance, and their parents don't even know, right?
Yes, I hear you.
Or
I hear you.
people may have had an experience in school like bullying or something significant and their parents don't know, right? And that sort of creates a disconnect between the investments that their parents are trying to make and the choices that the children then get to make. So different things play into these decisions. But ultimately, my mom used to say something, akoe odegbeko, right?
Yeah.
There's the teaching,
yeah,
and then there is the buying of the echo.
Yeah.
There's the acceptance. And I think that's where we then sort of say it's also grace.
Yeah.
We can talk about the work and the effort, but it's also within the context of grace.
Yeah.
God helping us, God, because I believe that I'm a mother now, and there are times I just don't even want to do anything. And the call of motherhood is there, and I'm like, oh, more.
Very good.
And then I'm like, but your mother, your mother did not do this, so you need to live by her example, and it energizes me to make a different choice. So I think they made the sacrifices, but they did it also within the context of grace.
Yeah.
There was a lot of grace at work. They are people of faith. And I think they relied on God's guidance for that.
A lot of that.
So maybe that's another differentiator.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, sis. Was there any particular moment in your childhood that planted the seed for the woman you are today?
Many, many.
Come on.
Many.
I
mean, many. So conversations in my house were rich. We would have rich conversations. So lots of moments praying. My parents served in church, so they would do stuff, and I would learn from that. My mom used to run house fellowship and even her shop. And in her shop, she would pray for customers and miracles will happen. I mean, people would come in to the store and come in to buy stuff, but leave with a mended marriage, mended marriage. Maybe they were fighting a husband or something. A mended marriage. There was one who hadn't given birth for 9 years, and in knowing my mom, in 1.5 years, she had 2 children. And I remember the day that my mom put her stomach on her stomach and said, "I transfer motherhood to you now." So those types of things. My parents walked in faith on many levels. My they're countless.
Yeah.
There was a fire in my dad's office, and the fire burnt the entire building, killed people.
Wow.
But it didn't burn plastic in my dad's office. It didn't burn the rug. It was one rug. You do rugs.
Yeah, I make rugs.
You do rugs. You know how when you've laid the rug,
Yeah.
it's the same thread that's moving from piece to piece. Even if it is in 2 rooms, it's still the same thread. The thread that caught fire, the last thread that caught fire was the one that was at the door of my dad's office.
What?
Even though it was the same.
It was the same rug.
And not a piece, nothing got burnt in his office. So they will tell you about the fire, but what people don't know is that there was a room that did not burn. Paper in that room did not burn. This is a building that broke. So these are some of the things that shaped my own childhood. These are some of the moments. And even in my own life, I saw the same miracle. I remember I came back from school once and I was sick. The doctor had said to me, if you leave my office now, I'm not sure you would even be able to walk home because you have jaundice and it's bad. What you have is even more than what someone who died this morning in the hospital has. So I need you to. But I was like, I came here to check for something. At least let me get my parents. And then there were no mobile phones, so let me call my parents and let them know that this is what's happening. And I go home and my mom says, you're not going back to that hospital because I had a very critical exam the next day or that week. And she says, you're not going back home. And she gives me water, just like this, and bread. And she says, this is the blood of Jesus. This is and she gives me, I drink it. And that was the end of the story.
Wow.
And that was it. Like I went, did my exam. So they are people of faith, and their faith in God shaped my own perspective and my experience. And it's really where my personhood is grounded. I really can't do anything outside that framework.
Yes. And I do see you doing a lot. A lot in the, in church, in your faith, in Christianity.
The legacy that I've been given. So just, and I mean, because I love that it is faith and love and the gospel as we engage Christ, what we get from knowing God. But I like also to think about it in its common form. Kindness, respect, basic
fruit of the spirit.
Yes, because when we talk about it in terms of the capacity, the people usually get lost in me, I'm not a pastor. Me, I'm not a pastor. I currently don't have any office, right? But I believe that God is so present with me that no matter what it is, I'm hoping that as I'm engaging each and every person I meet, I'm either solving their problem, transmitting kindness to them, helping them, and just being a good human being, and I hope that's my testimony anywhere I go. So it's not even trying to be anything or wear any office. It's just, carrying the fragrance everywhere I go.
Wow. Just by what you have just said, it's just taking me also back to my, why I am the kind of person I am today.
Yeah.
Because sis, if there's anything you should know about me, and anybody should know about me, is the fact that I am intentionally kind. That's something that I'm intentional about.
Yeah.
And I feel like that came from my childhood. Not as positive as yours, but when you are given half bread and then what do you say, when life throws you lemon, you make lemonade with it. So my childhood was sort of like me vowing to myself that I would not be this kind of person that the world thought I was.
Okay.
So I made it a point of duty to ensure that that person that you saw when she was 15, 16, very rude girl, very unkind. I believe that my father, seriously, so
you grew up.
I grew up, and then I thought, and I knew that this person, I didn't like this person for some reason. I want to be kind, and I want to be giving, and I just wanted, and everything in the fruit of the spirit is what I am: goodness, kindness, faithfulness. I'm very intentional about integrity as well.
That's excellent.
Because I felt like I was misunderstood growing up.
Yeah.
So I'm very transparent like this. You know,
That's excellent.
So you had, this kind of childhood that continued, but so I got lemons that I'm ensuring that I'm making lemonades out of it, and some people will go the other way around and not be what God has called them to do. So this, what we're talking about, has just taken me back to how did I even become this?
And speaking of lemons, and because I remember one of my friends said to me once, don't think that everybody has what you have or is like you. Right? Speaking of how I was, because I was like, oh, you can't do that, you can't. And I was like, I don't think everybody is like me, but I feel that each one of us has a knowing in some way of what is good to have, right? It's the capacity to try, right? And so even in the circumstance that wasn't pleasing, quote and unquote, you tried.
Yeah.
And I think it's enough to try, because, it's sometimes, again, remember I said that we're performance oriented. Everybody's trying to show up, be, take a position. But that's why the word becoming then becomes, sweet to hear, because you know that it's not history or static. It's a
it's
process.
not perfection.
It's continuous. It's, it's a flow. So you had lemons yesterday. Today you have lemonade. There was a process. But the only reason you did that change occurred is because you tried. You tried something, you recognize that I want something different, and then try. So the encouragement is really just try.
Just try.
Don't think of it in the results. Think of it in the process. Try. Engage. Seek help. Talk to someone. Look for new examples. One of the things that I love that you're doing is you're having very basic conversations, because we've become so performance oriented. Everybody is speaking English and stuff, but just being a human being, just being normal, just being seen,
real,
or seeing other people, being real, right? And that's the beauty about the conversations you're having. I think if we're all reminded of these things, then those of us that are either tired of trying or disoriented because things aren't, the lemonade is not lemonade.
It's not lemonade.
When that happens, then we would get encouraged. We watch this and we get encouraged. And we just never know.
Exactly. So you guys, if you're experiencing this, just tune in and tap in. You might be the next person sitting here telling your story. You never know. So my next question to you will be, when you look back, what wound or moment from your past shaped your hunger for excellence?
That's a hard question. It's a hard question, but I mean, a couple of moments. I mean, there was a time where I had to, I was at risk of repeating school, repeating a class, because I had to leave school suddenly. And my mom wasn't pleased about it, and her displeasure was a wound, because I just could not stick, the weight as it presented for her. She didn't like the situation at all, and she was doing the most, but to change it. And God honored the efforts and sent help, angels, humans who just took up the situation. And literally, I was 15 then, and literally that moment has been the platform of the rest of my life, because first it made me hunger, right, to succeed deeply, because I felt like I had something to prove. Secondly, it also made me make certain fundamental decisions about how I would treat people, things that I would never be caught doing to somebody else, like putting somebody down, cheating someone, being nasty, especially when it's unjustified. So it's a stamp in my own time,
Yeah.
my own annals, beyond excellence, beyond hunger. It just gave me boundaries.
Yeah.
The boundaries I must never cross. The boundaries I must never, and it gave me a lot of respect as well for my mom and my dad. I saw the sacrifice, the work, and I saw what it meant to really be a parent.
Yeah.
And to show up in that way. And I mean, the code is still at work. The code is still at work. It's still at work.
So I think that's really, really beautiful to hear, because when I spoke to somebody recently, he just said almost the same thing, was at risk of, he had to repeat a class to realize that,
So I escaped. My realization came first.
So that was when he had the paradigm shift, and you had the paradigm shift because you had seen your mom react or not happy. And, I guess life just has a way of teaching.
I think we should let life happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a hard process. Life isn't it's not sweet all the time.
All the time.
But if you combine acceptance, experience, God, you give yourself a good chance at a peaceful life, right? Not because things are peaceful, right? But because you choose peace.
Yeah.
So even when things are going crazy and things are hard and turbulent and all of that, because you've learned to live in the ethos of becoming, because what becoming says is you're in a wheel, you're on, there is movement.
There's movement.
Becoming is not static,
static.
There's movement. So because you're in that ethos, and you then combine it with faith in God, I feel like things will shape up. No matter how dark, ugly, horrible, they can be. I mean, because people do come from dungeons, people experience really dark things, but no matter how dark things are, there can be light.
There can be
There
light.
can be light.
There can be light.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. There's also linking back to, you wanting to prove that you felt like, that was the time you had to prove something. What did you ever feel like you had to prove something to someone or even to yourself? Have you ever?
I think you would have those moments.
Yes.
I think at different times, one would have that type of moment. I mean, even in marriage, got to prove. You get it? You know what I mean? Like there's always the proving moments where you feel like you have a cause to fight, or you have a grouse to pick, and that's okay. I mean, I'm very comfortable with everything. I think sitting in yourself often is important.
Yeah.
Because you are not, a lot of people don't like to hear themselves because their voices are almost like aliens. Yeah, it sounds funny, but you hear you, but you don't even know who that person is.
Okay.
Because you're not usually in yourself. Yeah, the noise is too much. You're crowded, you're with people, you're always running away from solitude.
Yeah.
But solitude is key to understanding yourself. Solitude is key. So as I'm an extrovert, but I'm an extrovert that embraces solitude a lot. So off and on, I go on retreats. I pick a hotel. I will go there. I'll pay for the day or 2 days, sleep, read, pray. Many times I turn off my phone. I only just make room for essential calls just because, I have people that I owe the duty of care to.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But I do that off and on. I also do things like, I really, I'm a homebody. I like my house to be comfortable, even if it's a tiny block that I have. I want it to be a space that I can. So I will do oils, candles, all of those things. Anything that will just make me emit rest.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is so that I can hear myself. When I remember one time that I was making a decision about about love. And I felt like I was borrowing everybody else's opinion and I hadn't heard myself. So I sit down and I try to hear myself. So even when I was even going to make my choice about marriage, I didn't tell anyone. I wanted to hear myself. I sat down, listened to me, what are you really feeling? What do you want? Who is this person doing it for you? And I do it even with work relationships, office relationships, friendships, right? How do you feel about this person? This thing that this person did, what was the effect on you? I ask those questions so that my relationships are authentic.
Yeah.
So that not when I now see the person, I'll now be carrying beef and trying to mask the beef.
Yeah, I don't even know that.
I will find my way.
Yeah.
Because I've heard myself and I've listened to myself and I've arrived at my conclusion. I will find my way to communicate with you and tell you why it hurts or what I need you to do for me. So I always find my way, but that's because I hear myself. So at the end of the day, there's really nothing to prove because I've done the internal work, so I don't expect too much from people. I'm not looking for drama. I'm not seeking your validation. I'm doing my thing in my little corner, and I move on and I move on. Validation is nice. If you complimented me at the beginning, and it was rewarding, it felt good, right? But I'm not sitting down saying,
Kennedy, you have not complimented me to do.
Kennedy, she when she was introducing me, she didn't read out my complete profile. That profile, no, now. And there are people that are high on that, right?
Wow.
Some of my friends say I'm even self-defacing. Like I don't try to show you're more than you present. Because the truth is, all these things are attachments. After you get accolades, you get position, you get power, but at the end of the day, you're you. If you strip them off, they must remain. What remains? If you're stripped and everything that is stripped off is your essence, you're living a sad life. And you're not becoming.
Wow, you're not becoming. I love my conversations with you a lot, honestly. But I do have one question for you based on what you have just said.
Okay.
So you know that you're more than what anybody would project you as or has projected you as. So do you mean that you have never, at any point in maybe adulthood, wait,
I'm inside one now, so come.
Okay. So any point in adulthood wanting to prove to somebody that, you are more than what they've seen you as, or more than what they think you are.
Oh, I've gone through that. I said it earlier that the moments are many. Even at work, you have those experiences now. You're trying to earn a promotion. I've been there, done that. I have the t-shirt. Both good and bad t-shirts. You know what I mean? Like, you would always have those moments where you're aspiring to something and trying to prove to people that you're worthy of it. But I never let it swallow me.
Okay.
I believe that's the difference. I don't get swallowed by it. I take feedback if feedback is necessary. I modify behavior where necessary. I take counsel, if you're not doing as good as you should. I take that. That's why I said speaking to myself. I hear, so I take what people give me. I listen to it. I ask myself, honestly, did you mess up there? Where I messed up, I admit it with my full chest. I messed up there. I should have done better. And then I make attempts. And I'm never ashamed about my attempts. I keep running. Like for instance, in my house, my husband can help me charge my phone because sometimes I forget to charge my phone. And every time I'm like, thank you very much, sir. I will do better next time. Do you understand? And that's just even something really basic. There are even things that are behavioral. Like things that you're struggling with. Being a last minute person, for instance. I can know that, hey, I'm supposed to do something in 3 weeks. And then it's the night before or 2 days before that I'm like, which dress am I wearing? Or what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all those types of things, your work in progress,
Yeah.
you would keep improving. But I never get swallowed in criticism. I always use it as a tool for
Exactly.
it's diet to fuel my growth, not to keep me stuck or keep me, sad, or it's not emotional for me. It's more rational. Like, how do you get better?
Yeah.
They've said this, how do you get better? They've said it is not true, how do you get better? They've said it, they are confused, how do you communicate or enlighten them and show them that they're not correct? Those kinds of
Or they haven't
conversations.
said this, you're sensing that these people.
Yes. And
So
then
how do I?
then those ones, I mean, those ones, you know what? It's sort of a pepper them things. You take it to that zone and you're like, you want, gosh, what came to my mind? I can't even say it, but I mean, you say you wanna see? Do you wanna see? Like, do you wanna see what I will show you today?
I will show you today. Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
human beings.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it is me that's just making a mountain out of it. I think being human is fun.
Yeah. Being human is fun.
And a lot of us are losing humanity just because we're performing. Being human is fun. You can't be on stage. Social media has caused problems. You can't be performing all the time. You can't be the ring lights cannot be on all the time. It can't be. So we need to learn to just be human, be simple, be normal, laugh. If it's accents that you have, saying it with your full chest. If whatever you cannot do, you can't swing. Why do you have to lie that you can swim? Or you've never been on a plane. Why do you have to lie about it? Like, I know sometimes it feels hard because everybody then begins to rate you in a certain way. But sometimes you just need to own who you are. Because when we own ourselves, people sort of do better. They handle us better.
Yeah.
The truth is, you now give people the format for handling you. In a way. Some people will still disrespect you. But when people realize that you own yourself, they get comfortable. I remember there's one, I used to say it, I was friends with a lot of the guys that used to organize parties in school when I was in uni. And the truth is, they really never invited me to those parties. But they were my friends. Like, we would spend time gisting, talking. But they just knew that it wasn't my thing. And they respected that.
Yeah. True.
And that's fine for me. And I think that's the way to be you. I could have taken another plot of saying, okay, let me follow you. And I would be faking it and trying to be somebody else. It's not necessary. It's not.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. Just, like you said, people will treat you how you have showed them to treat you. This is where your authentic self will let them know,
how to handle
how
you.
to handle you.
You're literally teaching people how to respect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes I feel so bad because I'm very like this. I don't have enough time and energy for so many things.
I understand.
And I'm very limited in my time.
Your bandwidth.
Exactly. So sometimes I feel like I hurt people a lot. I hurt people that I want to, because I'm that friend that I want to go out is not me.
It's okay.
I have a lot.
It's also okay.
Do they know that though?
They will learn it.
They're learning
and
it.
Those who love you will love you
for that.
Those who can't take it will find the parts of you that they need, and they would embrace it. And then those who don't see the value, will just move away, and that's fine. Well, the truth is, we all have our tribes.
Yes.
There's my family that knows that if she says she's going to do something, right? She will do it, but remind her. But there are those that will get angry because they have to remind me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's union of different hearts, different experiences. But I think you just make sure you come to the table correct. honest
100%.
and
My own,
authentic.
yes. My own
Wearing your
authenticity.
own. I have a friend, her mouth is strong and powerful. I'm like, calm down now, don't say that. I've learned to give her grace. I've learned to accept her that way. She, by being accepted, has learned to shape the conversation. Sometimes she'll not say it outside, but she'll say it inside. You know what I mean? So I think that's how God made us, to be a community of people who help each other in strength and weakness. You make your friends better. Your friends, if you're in a community of people and they're not improving your character, improving your access, or improving your disposition to life, you probably need to check out. You need not maybe check out on the community, but you need to look at it. You need to look at it. That's not the reason. I see humans as nourishment. I feel like everybody brings nourishment to the table. So if there's no version of nourishment that I'm getting from you, if I'm always getting criticism from you, my antenna is up. Because I'm like, I will get things wrong, but you should give me some grace. And if you don't have enough grace for me,
then it's not gonna work.
You know, I mean, and this is not to try to defend bad behavior. You to take feedback, do the thing you need to do, improve on your own. But sometimes some people just don't get it right. There's a mismatch in energy. And I mean, I'm a very friendly person, so I have lots of friends, and I have friends that they rather be on their own, but when you sit down with them and they talk, you would think that, like,
that's me.
You even try to be control. You'll be like, you'll be dozing. Right? You'll be dozing because they're talking.
Oh, okay. No, that's not me,
They're
obviously.
talking. They unlock, right? And the reason that they can do that with you is because you probably accept them. You give them room to be. They don't have to be anything to connect with you, right? And I think we should all just reserve that kindness for everyone. Allow people to be. Allow people to grow. Make room for people. That's how life gets better. Make room for people to grow. Make room for people. Be kind. And not to the don't take nonsense.
Of course.
Don't accept rubbish in the name of kindness. But be principled, be orderly, be strict on your values, but be kind. Be kind. There's a dearth of kindness in the world. People are selfish. People are high on their own self. People are high on their own ego, right? And maybe I should even just go there. In marriage, there's no place, there's no ego in love. You know, we go to certain communities, even in church, and you hear things like a man's ego is a man and his ego. You must respect a man's ego. I don't think that's Bible. We're not called to respect anybody's ego, because love doesn't have ego. God's love doesn't have ego. So even in marriage, even in relationships, once you have to be rubbing ego to have access, it's now manipulation. It's no longer love at work. It's no longer kindness at work. And so for me, these are just the essentials. And I think we need to return to these basics, because everybody's becoming something else to fit in, to earn certain privileges,
that needs to be
to
addressed.
earn certain access. And we're going to Monte Carlo. No, it's not necessary. People are filtering their houses, filtering their spaces, filtering the flower does not exist. You filter it into your reality. Like, why don't you actually work to make sure that there's a real flower there? Why don't you take time out to create real experiences? There's no filter to my life. And when I say that, it's with all due respect. I consciously try to manage sharing, because I think you should protect what you value, right? But if I had to display, there's no filter that I would be applied, because first things first, it's just this one life you live.
Just one life.
You spend a lot of time wasting, resources, being who you're not.
Who you're not.
There's
We
no
see
need.
that
There's
a
no need.
lot.
Especially young girls.
Now. Yeah, especially
It's
now.
painful. It's
Especially
painful
now. Yeah.
when you're talking to someone and you can already see that it's a show. It's a the person is just putting up a show. You know, I hope that this is what people hear.
Yeah.
You know, there's no need for it.
Necessary.
If we allow ourselves to become. You know, when I was thinking about some of the questions you asked me, I said the person that we should look to when we're even thinking about becoming is God, because he never even sees us as we are.
Never.
He sees us as we can be.
Oh God.
Right? So that journey already, he's moving in advance.
He's
already moving
ahead of us.
Even though you are going to make a mistake, he's expecting you to change your mistake.
Yes.
He's expecting you to make a better choice tomorrow. He's expecting you to look finer tomorrow. He's expecting you to be richer tomorrow.
He wants
all
of
that for you.
Yeah.
So if we take that as a model and we apply it to ourselves, then we don't look at ourselves as we are now. Yeah. Like as I am now like this, I'm too small for where I'm going. Yeah. I still have, you are singing, I'm still having much. I'm still having much that I'm looking towards. I still have so much more. I have dreams that I carry. I have desires. I have things that I want to achieve in life. I have burdens on my heart, things that I want to see, especially for my country. I want Nigeria to thrive. I want to be one of those who shepherd my nation into wellness. Yeah. You know, and so those things are in my heart. They are burning. You know, if I'm not sitting down, if I'm pretending, if I'm trying to be who I'm not, those things will not have space. Yeah. So many times, the moment you start faking it, you're losing your growth.
Your growth, your essence.
You're losing your growth.
Your calling. Yes. You're living another person's calling.
Yeah. So that's the way I see this thing.
Beautiful. I'm so glad about this conversation. Really, I'm sure that somebody is hearing and taking one or two things from here.
Thank you so much for the privilege.
Yeah. So the next question I have here is there a particular story about your life? Have I asked that? You're becoming, that you want the world, you wish the world heard about?
They will hear soon. They will hear soon. Okay. I want them to hear about everything. They will hear soon.
Okay. So I'll go to the next one. Was there a rock bottom moment, a day you felt like you had lost everything?
Oh yeah, there's been that. But rock bottom is rock bottom, right? It's there. There's nowhere else to go.
So you have to stand up. You
just stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up. Move. You can't be stuck in rock bottom. No matter what.
I think that's the lesson.
I was speaking to someone. I think he was he's a very wealthy billionaire. His name is Cosmos Maduka. He's the guy that does Coscharis. That's what most people know him as. And I think I was interviewing him once or asking him questions. And I asked him a question, and the way it was such a learning moment for me. I was asking him about negatives, right?
And twisted it to positive.
No, the way he ran from it, there was a mental run before I even opened his mouth. I could see in his body that he didn't like the question. And he didn't want to sit in what I was asking him. When he now spoke, he talked about how negative energy doesn't fuel anything, right? So why are you sitting in it? So let's forget the negatives and let's focus on the positives. It was such a, for me, that was, the panel ended with that question. Everything else that happened after that, I don't think I remember. But I was just taken by, how can you have such a deep aversion to negativity that it even just shows in your body? Do you understand? Yeah. So that kind of person, if he hits rock bottom, he's not going to stay there.
He's not going to stay there.
He's going to find the way to run out of it quickly. And I think that's the model. I think that's what we should be doing. Rock bottoms will come. Hard hard knock situations will come, but never get familiar with it.
Yeah.
Don't get familiar with rock bottom. Don't
beautiful.
socialize with it
I know.
to the point that some people do it so well, it becomes their identity.
Yeah.
Then they get stuck. So when you're thinking about them, the story of their lives is the story of rock bottom.
Yeah.
Not even victory over rock bottom, not the escape from rock bottom, right? But the truth is rock bottom will come, but quickly let rock bottom do its work. And move on.
Yeah.
Just move on. I've not forget. I don't even think he knows that he did that to me. But I was interviewing him and I could see the aversion in my mind. I was like, yeah, why did I ask this question? Because I think I was asking him about a moment of loss or something.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't want to be associated with the loss. He wanted to tell me, he was in a hurry to tell me how he converted the loss and moved on. And I think that's what we should do.
I'm taking that from you.
Yeah.
I'm taking that from going forward. There's not going to be any romanticizing, you know, because when I talk recently, they took down one of my Instagram pages, the rock page.
Yeah.
And when I'm talking to anybody, I'm just taking on my page. Rather, I would now channel it, build it, and start talking about how we're building the page. We're building, you know, a bigger page.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, so when you look back at your journey, what part do you know that only God could have orchestrated?
Every part.
Yes.
Every part.
His hand is everywhere.
Part. I do not think I would be alive if I hadn't received grace from God. I do not think, and even if I was alive, I do not think that I would have a sensible life if I didn't have the gift of life in God. It's really the taproot of my life. Like that's where everything flows from. Yeah. I don't have any other. You just say you have. I don't have gosh, let me not disgrace myself. I do not have any other expression. Everything I am flows from that. God, my people, my friendships, my life, my family, my successes, everything. He's just the sum. He's the sum total of everything that I am. I'm not even capping. I'm not trying to be. There's no part of. If there's sense in me, it's God. Yeah. If I have reason, it's God. If you like me, if I'm beautiful, it's God. If there's something if I'm smelly, it's me. If it's like anything that's not working, it's me. Anything that is bad is me.
When we start talking about God, we will not finish.
I know.
Okay, my last question, just looking at time, is what's the legacy you want to leave behind as a lawyer and as a person?
As a lawyer and as a person, it's still being written. Right, so everything is still being written. I'm becoming, I'm being made. So, but I do hope that the experience that each person, because we usually look at what the experience of the bulk is, what the public thinks or what people, but I like to think of things in terms of the one person. I'm hoping that the experience of one person, each person that meets me, is one that leaves them inspired and respected, right? I want each person who meets me to feel inspiration, right? To feel good and to feel respected.
Yeah.
So there's a scripture that guides the way I treat people. And it's both a prayer that I pray for people and in a warning to me. It goes that every man may lift his head, right? So when I engage people, I want each person to lift their head, meaning they feel that in engaging me, I validated them, I extended love to them, I was kind, that's the testament that I hope that anyone who meets me will write about me. But it's still being written, right? It's still being written. So the work is still on. I'm still in my
Wow.
process. And
My sis.
and I'm grateful that
Wow.
with each day it gets better.
Yeah. Thank you
Yep.
so much
Thank you so
for
much.
sharing with us today on, everything that you are, because what you've shared with us today is yourself. So I do really appreciate that. Before we go, I want to put you to it was supposed to be a game testing
So you want to put me on the spot?
I want to put you on the spot. And I do know they are going to, you are a pro. Especially when it comes to God.
Hey, God.
You are a pro. So wait. It's either you choose, do you want to sing for us one song? I'm going to give you the song. I'm going to give you the song. Or do you want to give us one Bible verse that you want the viewers to leave with today?
Okay, so I've talked and I've mentioned Bible verses.
So let's do song.
So let's do songs.
Come on, if you don't get this song, you're gonna give me money.
You're
gonna give me money.
You that you're the rich woman.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm saying, it goes like this. And as we worship in your...
Of course.
Finish it, give me.
In your presence, there is healing.
Come on.
The Holy Spirit's gentle touch is flowing. Jesus, we believe. Jesus, there is healing in your name. That drum beat must be there.
Must be there. Thank you so much.
All right, then. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. And well done.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you. Letter to God. Let's write a letter to God before we go. Last thing.
Dear God, thank you.
Oh,
You didn't Dear God, thank you. There's nothing. That's all. That's all.
Thank you so much, sis. Yeah. Thank you for sitting with me on today's journey of becoming. If this episode stirred something in you, don't let it end there. Share with someone who needs to hear this story. And if you have a story of how you've emerged in your becoming process, I'd love to hear it. You might be the next voice on this. Send us an email to the email address that will be showing on your screen. Until next time, keep healing, keep believing, and remember, becoming is about progress, not perfection. We're all figuring it out, one story at a time.